Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second episode of the RFCL Coaches Corner. We had a crazy week in the playoffs, some great games to go over, some predictions for the next round going on. Next round's this week, Tuesday, starting at 7 p.m. Central Time on the RFL League YouTube channel. Check it out. It's a lot of fun, big games. I'm joined, as always, by USM Coach Blake. How you doing tonight?
Doing great, Trigger. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. It's also our commissioner there. It's the big boss man. And joined by USA coach, Coach Pars. Coach Pars, how you doing tonight?
Not looking forward to tonight, Trigger, gotta be honest, but I'm feeling all right.
I'm also not looking forward to it tonight, talking about it, but you have a little more out of years seeing who you're sitting next to. So we'll get into it immediately. So, guys, round one was awesome. A lot of really close games. I think it went really well. First game let's go over is Coastal Carolina App State. Super close game. App State had a chance to win it with a field goal as time expired, and it was wide right. Heartbreaker, Coach Mason and App State. Let's start with you, Commissioner Blake, big boss man. What was your thoughts on this game? What did you think about it?
Everyone was, if you look at App State, you look at the record and you think you kind of, but at the end of the year, Mason and App State and his great staff kind of figure out who they were. You're going against the number one team who's got everything going engaged, but I knew just going into that game that Mason had some stuff up in his sleeve, and he definitely did, and it came down to a field goal, which is more than other people expected. But man, that was a heartbreaker there at the end.
Yeah, I'll go into a bit from what I thought. So Gage's and CCU's only loss of the year was a bad coaching decision towards the end of the game. I thought that was going to happen again, to be honest with you. While watching the game, App State's defense is playing lights out. Jordan Grant was going nowhere. Patrick Jordan, nowhere. Lights out defense. Offense started getting it going. Everything looked really good. 42-yard kick. 42-yard kick wins this game. And honestly, I didn't think the kicker had enough foot for it, the leg for it, to be completely honest. It was wild to see a heartbreaker. The 8 seed should have walked away with that W.
Yeah, no, I agree. Watching this game, there was a point to where I thought the game was over, and I thought App State was out of it. And then their defense came to their stop, and then Coastal Carolina, like you said, Pars, had a chance on fourth down, and everybody's like, kick it. Like, their offense isn't moving the ball, kick it. And Gage got risky, as he against USA early in the year, and it missed on fourth down and brought App State right back into the game. App State got the momentum, went down and scored, got another stop, and came down for a win field goal. And I think we all thought that kick was in. When he lined up, I was like, this is going in. Like, he did, this is it.
Right.
Just missed it. And I feel bad for Coach Mason. They've had multiple kicks missed this year to the wide right. I've not, other than Coach Mason, I don't think I've seen a kick missed wide. Most kicks are missed short. But yeah, he missed it, and it was just absolute heartbreak. You feel for him. Commissioner award winning App State staff had a great season. They had a lot of fun. Just couldn't quite get it done. So let's move on to the next game. Another great game between two guys to my left here. Coach Blake, Coach Pars, USM versus USA. Another really good game. So I'll start here because I wasn't involved in the game. It was a great game. Both teams played hard, played well. Both coaches did great jobs, did their thing. George Weasley just kind of couldn't get anything going. And I think at the end of the day, it was kind of not taking away Coach Blake and their staff, but I think Weasley makes a different throw or two, or doesn't hold on the ball and get sacked. I think it could go a different direction. He could have been in a better position to win the game, but USM pulled it out for the biggest upset of the week, as far as seeding goes. So congrats, Coach Blake. Great win. What were your thoughts in that game as it was going through and as it came in? What were your thoughts?
So to be quite honest with you, going into it, we didn't think much of it. I know me and Jet did have a good game plan, and we were going to commit to it and stick with it. But, the biggest thing was making Weasley not comfortable, getting creative with blitz packages and just getting to him immediately. We still weren't able to really give pressure to him, but we weren't just giving him easy throws. We knew if we gave him easy throws, then it'd be a 35-point plus game with Weasley warming up. So we had to go back to the basics like we did at the beginning of the year in terms of offensively, bring the Wildcat back, start running the ball more, taking shorter passes rather than deep shots downfield. So we found something that works. It's not very high octane, but we found something that works. So I'm proud of our team. I'm proud of Coach Jet, and also big props to Pars. That is our rivalry. But at the end of the day, it's both another great coach on the other side. So it just felt great to get a win over your rival in the playoffs.
Coach
Listen,
Pars,
Blake, we're supposed to hate each other.
Coach Pars, I know it's heartbreaking, man. I know it's relive this again. I'm sure you've been reliving in Discord, but what were your thoughts that game was going? Fred's play, what USM was doing, and kind of came to him. What were your thoughts on that game?
You know what? Coming on tonight, being one of the hosts of this podcast, I knew I'd have to talk about it. Let me just get in the right mindset. You said earlier that we played well. That is not the case. George Weasley threw the ball into the dirt more than he threw it into our wide receivers' hands. Now, I thought we had it going in. I went in having fun, having a good time. I felt good, man. I'm not gonna lie. That night, I talked to Raider beforehand. You messaged me, and I was just like, I'm going in to have fun. This is the playoffs. We're gonna let it loose. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna throw the ball because they're not expecting it. They want to stop Bryce. When they want to stop Bryce, George is gonna have a game. Guess what didn't happen? George did not have a game. Man, I got criticized a lot for using both fourth down plays early. But I saw opportunity to score. When I see an opportunity to score, I do not believe that you're going to win a game with field goals against any team in this league. I just don't believe that. I think in this league, everyone can beat everyone, so you need touchdowns to win. I saw an opportunity to score. I had a wide open man on an out route, and George throws it over the middle for an interception. I had a wide open man on a wheel route. George throws it in the middle for an interception. So it's really just looking back at it, execution was the death of us. Not to take anything away from Blake and Jet. We talk a big game. We like to go back and forth. Jet just asked me if I was streaming from Cancun. So, you know what? I'm not happy. But at the end of the day, execution wasn't there. They were the better team that night. I'm happy for them. Better team that night. Let's see what they can do against CMU.
Yeah, so I mean, you brought it up. I was one of the guys who was a little bit. I don't know if criggle's the right word, but I did question the second fourth down call. The first one I understood. The second one, I was like, man, you're out of fourth down, so like if you need it later, you don't have it. So I would have maybe, but I didn't go 5-2. So what do I really know in the day, right? That was one of those who was kind of critical of it. But it is what it is. Like you done your thing all year. You were 5-2. You made decisions that you want to make. I think, like you said, Weasley didn't show up for him. And so you were kind of forced to go one-dimensional. And at some point, USM was up enough where you couldn't be one-dimensional. You had to pass the ball, and Fred was just not having it that night. Fred was he was irrelevant. He was not relevant. He was discombobulated.
Yeah.
He was discombobulated for sure. And I think that's on Blake's defense. I think they got him rattled. They were pressuring him a little bit, and he just couldn't get going. I think he had 5 sacks in that game, I think it was. It was like multiple sacks. So the USM defense had something to do with Weasley playing bad. At the same time, he's a 5-star quarterback. He's got to overcome some of that pressure on his own. But great game, guys. It was fun to watch. Sorry they had to be winner or loser, but it is what it is. And so Blake's moving on to play the winner of this game, which is FAU CMU. CMU pulled it out at the end. Heartbreaker for us as well. We really want to win that game. I thought we had a great chance to win that game.
And is there a way for you to play the clip, Trigger, of the very end?
Which clip?
Of the Luke Rogers drop.
I don't have that one saved. I'd have to go to the YouTube channel and find it, clip it, download it. So it'd be a few minutes.
Okay.
But no, that's something we can work on in the future. I was probably so heartbroken moment. I did not press save clip.
Yeah.
I was just like, what just happened? Blake brought it up, so I'll bring it up. So we were driving. It's 28-24, I believe. We were down driving. It was basically that position of the game. We saw a blitz, and we saw Luke Rogers, probably best receiver, press coverage, and we sent him over the top on a fade, actually a fade route. Or audible to a fade for him. Meyer found him, threw it corner end zone, wide open, just brick-handed it. I don't want to cost us the game, because CMU would have had some time to score. But it ended up, we ended up not scoring that drive, losing the game. But it was what it is. What were y'all's thoughts watching this game? Watching FAU basically crumble at this point, since now they have no head coach and no coordinators. So what were y'all's thoughts watching that game?
Sure, I'll go. I really thought about it after when it came up. I was like, okay, I can see FAU winning this, but CMU's the best offense in the game right now. Fred is doing hot. I thought it would be Actually, I came in with no thoughts about that game. I wanted you guys to win. I thought it would have been amazing. 3 upsets in a row. CCU being the only team to get it done as the favorite. So I thought it'd be hilarious. We get into it. Y'all play fantastic. Lights out. Breer's making throws that Breer hasn't made for the first 7 weeks of the season, for 6 weeks of the season. Your running back, Marino, great awareness on that kid. Great field vision to be able to do what he can do. Your defense showed out again. I know it's 28 points, but you put up 28 points. You're the best team. That's the best offense in the league. So what are you going to do? So honestly, it came down to the end. I missed the end. I was at work. I had to help a driver, but I did miss the end. Just your best receiver in the corner of the end zone has to get that ball.
Yeah, and he's wide open. It's not like his contested getting hit. Like it was just plain drop, and it is what it is. So it was a lot of fun. Congratulations to CMU, big win, which leads us to our next game, which is a great game. Marshall WMU. WMU pulls off the upset, shuts down the Heisman winner Zach Armstrong from Marshall, gets the win. What were y'all's thoughts on this game as it went back and forth?
You know, I made the controversial pick of Western Michigan advancing into the next round. I was one of the few to do it. I think one of the points I made was you don't really know what to expect out of Western Michigan because they're a fresh staff. They don't really know. They may know what they're doing now, but at the point, really didn't have an idea of what they're doing. So it would be so random. It'd be so hard to game plan against them. Plus, they have Parker Howell, who can get hot and take over a game. And if Marshall was one-dimensional in terms of just using the run game, I think they're an easy-to-beat team. With that being said, they tried to go from the run game in this game and throw the ball, and Dodder just couldn't do it. I mean, I think this brings us to Barry coming to Marshall next year, and could have took this team to the next round. But Dodder was really, in my opinion, the catalyst of why they lost this game.
I mean, I agree with that completely. If you look at their team, 5-star wide receiver Vlad is done with his 1 season suspension. Is going to be back next year along with a 5-star quarterback. So that team's looking to be very different next year. However, this year, right now, what we're talking about, WMU, in my opinion, pulled out an absolute shocker. I did not see that coming with a brand new DC, which, by the way, the DC was in control of the game. Lone Star had the control for that game. The timeouts, you could see their inexperience with timeouts after first downs. I think they wasted all 3 of their first half timeouts when they didn't need to. That's just time management. That'll come with, some more play time, some more practice, everything like that. But honestly, in my opinion, that was a massive shock.
So it was a shock to me too, but I'm thinking about it. Should we have been shocked by this? So let's look at Marshall's last 3 games. Lost to App State, who only had 1 year in the season, was that one? Lost to FAU, who only had 2 wins, which is Marshall and App State. So they were on the downslope. They weren't playing well the last 2 weeks of seasons. And then Western Michigan beat App State, beat USM, and then they got beat pretty bad by Western Michigan, but who hasn't, right? So maybe we should have seen this coming. Pars, you're right. I think Blake, you called this last week, and I kind of ignored it, like whatever. Marshall's going to win this game, but maybe we should have seen this coming. Western Michigan's been very hot. Marshall has not been playing well the last couple weeks, and Western Michigan got it done. And with that being said, we have a special guest in the show today. It's going to be WM coach, Coach Pete. Let's go and talk to Coach Pete and see how he's feeling. What Discord is he going to be in, Blake?
We're going to get him from RFCL coordinators.
Which neither one of figured out.
Yeah, I can't get into that. You're going to.
Oh, well, we'll just bring him into Team 1.
Perfect. Bring him on in there. I'm going to go ahead and head down there. Well, we're doing that. He's actually away from the camera right now. He changed his backgrounds.
That's fine. Hey, look, at the end of the day, he played fantastic. We're going to get to meet with him in a second. Face reveal from Pete. Let's get it right now.
Face reveal from Pete. All right, let's get it. I'm going to Team 1 right now. All right, Pete, I don't know if you can hear me. Your camera is live on screen. We're ready for the face reveal. Pars, Blake, you guys ready for this? There it is.
First place.
Look at it. It's gorgeous.
Wait, I don't see anything. You're not
You got
showing
to
screens.
stream.
Oh, you guys can't see it? Oh, no. I can see it. I see it. Stream can see it. All right, screens. And
We've
you want
been
to
playing it by ear.
playing it by ear.
Let's see.
Anywho.
Oh, you're still on the wrong screen. Can you see that now?
There we go. There's Coach
There it is.
Pete.
There's Coach Pete.
Sweet.
Coach Pete, how you doing tonight?
Can you hear us?
Fantastic conversation. He doesn't have any headsets on, so I'm assuming he can't hear us.
Is he just like he's
Yes,
just sitting?
he's
He's
just
got the Happy
staring.
Father's Day WMU on. He's vibing. What's up?
Pete's just straight up chilling.
He is just staring at the camera.
Someone DMP. Someone
DMP,
Hold
DMP.
on.
Blake, DMP. What are we doing over here?
Okay.
He's still upset. Look at him. He's upset. Redmond did not win the Heisman. You can tell him.
And here's Frozen now.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
This one's not on my end. This is not on my end. This is not on my end. This is a
That's fine.
Pete camera
He
Discord
said,
situation.
Pete said, okay. He's doing it right now.
Oh,
Everything's getting fixed, guys. I mean, I'm just excited to have him here. Good conversation to have this. I've had a lot of conversations with Pete before in the past on DMs and whatnot, so I'm excited to get him in here.
yeah. Pete and WMU have been great, good fun stuff to be around and be with. I'm glad they're in the league. Took over Coach Twist once Twist left. Obviously, Twist was struggling a little bit, but Pete and Nismo and company have really found out how to use Parker Howe to his abilities, and he's been kind of showing out. Early Heisman favorite next year, I think. One of the for sure. A full
Early
season under the
favorite,
offense.
there is some controversy around Parker Howe,
Uh-oh.
so we'll get to that eventually.
Should we bring that up? I think we should.
Yeah, we should bring that up. Go ahead, Commissioner Blake, bring up the controversy with one of your quarterbacks.
Okay, he said he can't do Cam. He can hear now.
That's fine. If he can't do Cam, we can still talk to him.
No
We've
worries.
all seen his face now.
All
There's
right.
no more hiding.
Hello. Oh, yeah.
There's
You guys
Pete.
There he is. How's it going, man?
verify I'm no longer DB.
Okay.
No.
He has been verified. There we go.
To be fair, I forgot what DB looked like. So you know what? Let's just
we did get the face
I think
reveal,
everyone
though,
did.
so the face reveal still can go through, but we got no cam now, just audio.
All right, that's fine.
But all right, so I'll hand you over, Pete. I'll hand you over to Coach Blake and Coach Pars. Great win this week, man! Congratulations on the win over Marshall. Blake, Pars, what do you guys got for Coach Pete?
You know, I've just wanted to ask a couple questions regarding just being a coach in this league. How's it been for you? What did you expect out of coaching this team this year? What do you expect next year?
I mean, this year it's been pretty awesome. Everyone's really respectful, and then they're really nice, except for a couple of people. But I mean, most of everyone is really awesome to just be around and talk to and try and recruit. I mean, this year we're hoping to win the championship. I mean, we were not feeling that good about the Coastal game after our win against Marshall, and then we started watching some film and we're feeling a lot better. Next year, obviously, we're gonna try and keep up our great start and just make it into a dominant run. Right now we are 3-1. I think I am 3-1. But
Yes, you would be 3-1.
Yeah, but we're hoping to continue only having lost one game the entire time we've been here. So,
Pete, brother, congratulations on your season, getting the second step in the playoffs. Something I did not call. I'm sure you'll just go ahead and ring me a new one for that one later. However, you were one of the first people I talked to when Ender left my team. One of the first almost interview type of things I had for the OC position. I thought we had a good conversation. You get into WMU and you do some fantastic things with this team. Just looking back at your season, looking at how you started it midway through the season, not even midway, almost done with the season, and then coming into the playoffs and playing Marshall, who I'm assuming most people had taken that game. Just how you feeling? What can you look back at and really think about real quick? Just like, oh yeah, that happened.
I mean, I'm kind of regretting my interview with you. I don't know what I was talking about very much.
Oh, I know. I could tell, but it was okay. I wasn't gonna get on you for that. I thought it was a good conversation.
Yeah, it was a good conversation. I obviously know what I'm doing now, but I mean, this season it's been a blast. Even though I just started coaching later in the year. I mean, the only thing that wasn't very fun was Well, there was two things: losing to CMU and the DB situation. But I mean, this season it's been really fun. Just recruiting people and coaching the games. It's been awesome.
Trigger, you got anything for our guy here?
Yeah, Coach Pete. So, talk about your recruiting class a little bit. Yeah, y'all haven't signed many people. So you're kind of coming. Have you signed anybody? I believe yet, actually. Yeah.
Yes, we signed a running back, I believe,
Awesome.
3-star.
So you're
Yeah,
only
Coach
you're under
Cool.
one guy, but you guys got kind of late start because you come in late with Twist. So all the recruits kind of had their areas. How you feeling about coming next season, and how y'all feel about it with just one recruit and just keeping basically the same team you have now?
I
You guys
mean,
good to go.
well, we have a lot of guys that we know that confirmed with us that they signed, they filled out the form, but we know next year we're gonna have a lot better recruiting class. I mean, our recruiting class wasn't terrible. It was just 3 stars was
Yeah.
our only issue. I mean, we made it into some really big time players, top threes later in the year, which was kind of shocking. Um, but we're hoping next year we land some of those big time 5 stars.
Awesome. Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with 3 stars. 3 stars are like, I know there weren't many 5 stars around the league this year, but 3 stars are some players in this league. So nothing wrong with getting a couple 3 stars.
Yep.
Didn't you guys just get a safety and a D lineman?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Strong safety and a D lineman. They put their commitment from CMU.
Nice.
From CMU
I'm
to
always cool
WY.
with that. I'm gonna look at today. So today was or not today. This weekend you signed Luke Brown.
Yep. Tight end.
Then Jake Rogers. Jake Rogers. I
Yep.
have
Quarterback
Luke Rogers, his
for
brother, and Luke Rogers is a little stud. So congratulations on that. So good signing
Yep.
for you. Good class for you guys. You'll be good next year. Blake Parrs, you guys got anything else for Coach Pete?
Yeah, let Blake go.
Pars, was there a question you were wanting to ask Pete regarding Parker Howe?
Oh, I'm allowed to bring it up. Thank you, my dear commissioner. So we get into this. Before we got in here, I said something about controversy with Parker Howe. I believe he's asking to be redshirted next season so that he can
Yes.
transfer out.
Yes.
Which, by the way, is horrible. However, I
Yes.
understand why he did it. Now, in this league, you have to agree as the coach. What are your thought process with that? And can you drop whether or not Parker Howe will be redshirted next season?
I will drop the decision after I go on this little bit of a rant. But I mean, it takes a lot of guts to come in and tell your two coaches that you're leaving no matter what. Like there's nothing we can really do. But you want a red shirt before you leave, which it from our perspective, it was like, well, if you're leaving anyways, there's nothing we can do. We want to maximize our use out of you. We don't want to only use you for like half a season. And obviously, Twist talked to us about it. We talked to him. I mean, I understand Twist's side. I understand why he wants to coach him. But I mean, they got a 4-star quarterback coming in. Not sure what's going to happen there. So,
Yeah, at the end of the day,
but
Parker's going to go with family. That makes sense to me. But in the meantime, for season 2, he is yours.
yes, we will not be redshirting him.
Baller.
He will play the entire year, and we will redshirt the Jake Rogers guy.
Good
What a
decision.
Way to stand up for yourself. Way to really make the best decision for the team as a whole. Parker being redshirted would have really hurt your team next year. That was the best decision for your team as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, we thought so too. We knew that if we redshirt him, we were going to struggle a lot on offense because I mean he really is the lifeline of our offense. It runs through him, and he'll only get better after this year, hopefully. So we're hoping we can maximize his overall before he leaves and goes to Coastal.
So I think it's a good decision. I think it's the right decision. Although I'm pretty petty. If I were you guys, I would have benched his bottom and not let him get any progressive points going to season 3. He would progress none because Carolina can have basically with a mounts a 3-star quarterback. That's what I would do. But I'm petty, so.
Yes, we talked about that, and Nismo suggested that idea, but I mean, we'd rather win than
I agree.
be petty about
So,
it.
Yeah, technically, Yeah, technically you could deny the red shirt, but just bench him, so therefore he doesn't upgrade any going into the
I'm
next
just
season.
saying. I'm just saying. Get petty about it.
Hey, you do what you want to do, coach, but that does kill me. That cracks me up right there. That's
I
pretty
think
funny.
I think the coach's corner is on the side of.
I could see if Pete actually had a quarterback coming in that was
Yeah.
5-star something, I could
Yeah.
totally see it happening.
Oh
But
yeah.
that's funny stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean, we really thought we were gonna get Vince Young, and so I mean,
Mm.
before Twist started kind of pressuring us, we were gonna allow Parker to redshirt because we thought we were gonna have Vince Young, but that kind of blew up with NDSU, and
Right.
so he will not be getting redshirted. He might get benched depending on if Dismo sees fit, but in my books right now, he's not getting benched.
Well, I guess that leads us. Have we already asked the prediction for next week in the game or no? So,
Oh,
Pete,
here we go.
how are you feeling this upcoming week against your battle against Coastal?
I'm feeling a lot better knowing they kind of run kind of the same scheme as Marshall and App State. Obviously, I was able to dismantle their defense in the second half. The fake field goal helped. We had a couple top 10 plays,
Yeah,
but I mean, we drove on them really until once we got kind of in the red zone. It was tough from there, but I think we'll be able to drive on them. I think it'll be an offensive game. I think it'll be a fun game. I look forward to it being high scoring.
could definitely see that.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
I'm good. That was fantastic. Thank you, Pete. I have no other questions. Good luck this week. I think you're going to play well. We'll go over my prediction a little later in the coach's corner.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Pete. Appreciate
thanks,
it, man.
Pete.
All right, guys. That was Coach Pete, WMU coach. That was a good interview. Pete's a good guy. Glad to have him in the league. Should be a good game. So with that being said, good segue. Let's go to the current bracket and what we have now. We have two semifinal games this week. Both playing Tuesday night. Am I correct on that, Blake?
Correct.
Tuesday night, starting at 7 o'clock Central Time, guys, on the RFL YouTube. First game we're talking about is CCU versus WMU. Coach Pete's team. What do you all see in this? Coach Parr, start with you.
I said it last week, and I'm saying it again this week. And if I turn out to be the jinx for other teams, that'll be absolutely wild. But Coastal's running away with this game. Western Michigan played really well against Marshall, but as you just went over their last two games against FAU and App, App State scored 31 points on them. So App State's not a bad team. That's not what I'm saying by any stretch of the imagination. But Coastal is the top dog in this league. I wouldn't say the best offense in the league, but all-around top dog in this league. And I just don't see WMU getting it done.
Yeah, I have to totally agree. I think Coastal's going to win this one by, I think, more than 7. The line is at Coastal 3.5. You just look at Coastal's schedule all year. Their opponent scores, other than South Alabama and Central Michigan, who both scored 24 points, most teams did not get over 10. So you've got a team that's super strong defensively, and then not to mention in offense with Jordan Grant and Patrick Jordan. Just two absolute beasts on the offensive side. Patrick Jordan with 433 yards rushing this year with 5 touchdowns. I mean, come on now. This is going to be Coastal's game by a long shot. Love you, Pete. But we got to take the coach of the year on this one.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think we all want to choose Western Michigan here. I think we all want CCU to lose just because they're the best team. Everyone wants to see the Giant fall. But I don't think this is the game. I think Coach of the Year, Heisman finalists are ready to go. I think they're prepared. I think they're marching their way towards the championship. And I don't think Western Michigan's going to be the one that stops them. So I think CCU wins here. Probably about, 2 scores, 10 to 14 points, give or take. Is kind of the outcome here. They beat in the first game 24-10. It's a different WMU staff. That was Coach Twist still, who is now actually at CCU. So quite a rivalry building up here. Coach Twist left WMU. Now he's at Coastal Carolina. So we'll see how that plays out. Coach Twist coaching against his son, Parker Howe. What are storylines here?
Yeah. What a story that would be.
Yeah.
Western Michigan coming out with a win.
Yeah. It would be a lot of fun. Maybe it makes Parker rethink his decisions about transferring. Because I'm sure Parker's making decisions. I'm sure his dad's not at all hinting him in those directions.
Also, probably not.
I'm just messing with you, Swiss. But yeah.
Yeah.
So big a game, a lot of good storylines here. But I think we all agree Coastal Carolina wins this one. So let's bring us to our next game in the other semifinal. CMU versus Coach Blake here in USM. I'm going to start with Pars again because Blake here in this game. Pars, what are your thoughts on this game? Any chance of an upset? Is USM keep the Cinderella story going, or is this the end of the road? We see the two powerhouses in the championship game.
You, audience, look at me. Get closer. This is what's going to happen.
Wait. They're not looking at you. Let me change screens real quick. Okay, now they can look at you.
I'm staring at the screen now. Right? Look at me. Get closer. Now, so let's talk about this real quick. USM got lucky last week. USM's not that team. CMU was going to blow them out. We're going to get the two top teams in the league going into the championship, how it should be, and we're sending Blake home. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to laugh. Not from Cancun, Jet, but I'm going to laugh. On and Blake.
I'll go next, Blake, and we'll get your thoughts since you're in the game. I think CMU wins this game. I think their offense is too good in a day. I think it's closer than people think because if I know Coach Blake and I know Jet, they're smart and they're calling coordinator of the year, Coach Vicey right now, saying, Vicey, you held to 14 points in your first game. You scored 20 in the second game, but you stopped the running back pass. What are you doing to make them change and adjust? How did you do it? And I think they take some game plans from Coach Vicey. I know Coach Blake, I know Coach Jet. I'm sure they're on the phone basically every minute they can with them. So I think USM keeps it close. I think USM figured out some offense last week. Their Wildcat needs to continue to be a staple in their offense. I've told Blake this multiple times. You guys went away from it. It seemed your offense sputtered. They brought it back last week, and they had some great plays and really moved the ball when they needed to. So I think CMU is just the better team at the end of the day. It is what it is, kind of like against FAU. We had a chance. It is what it is, though. So CMU wins, but I think it's really close. Coach Blake, how are you feeling going in this game? What are your thoughts? Are y'all going to pull off the upset of the year, or is it going to be two powerhouses in the championship?
Look, I'm not going to tell you who's going to win, but I'm going to tell you one thing. I can tell you who's going to be more prepared. We're coming into a team that we played week one. We lost 24-27. And, I've heard in the chat, if this was post-slaughter, it would have been more than 27. Well, let me tell you something. If it was post-slaughter, we would have scored more than 24. We were a 3-point difference in coming away. We were 4 points away from actually winning that ball game. And what we were doing in that game, we have came back to something we veered away from, like you said, Trigger. Getting the run game more involved. I didn't realize till the end of the season that Lackett was number 1 or number 2 in yards per game.
Yep.
Yards per carry. So we definitely veered away from that because I didn't even know that. So once I saw the stat, I was like, man, Lackup's actually been doing something right this year. So we went back to that. We've started seeing more success in the run game, being able to warm Kepler up. He's proved he cannot throw deep downfield. I think that's going to be the biggest thing for us. If Kepler can complete over half of his attempts, we will win the game. And that's if I can get him warmed up. But, Central Michigan is a great team. They're all around very good. Got one of the Weasleys. He can get hot really quick. They got Slesker, who's a great running back. So definitely going to have our hands full in terms of trying to slow down this offense. But if we can slow them down, we'll have a great chance.
Yeah, no, I agree. So I mentioned last week. So we've all had quarterback issues at times. Kepler is not immune from that, but Kepler seems to throw the ball to nowhere.
Yes.
Like, it's not like, oh, he missed him high, missed him wide. He throws it to just areas of green grass. It's just weird times. And I think if you get him going, you have a chance. If he plays not great, I think he's kind of ugly. Pars, what are your final thoughts on this game?
I feel like I said a lot about this game already. No, Lakip is one of the better running backs in the league. And honestly, when you drafted USM and the coaches draft, that's the only thing I had written down about USM is Lakip is real. He's fantastic going into it. However, I just think CMU is the best offense in the league. And if it wasn't for a corner route touchdown from Coastal, CMU would be the best team in the league right now.
I agree. I can't disagree. Well, guys, that kind of wraps up the topics we had tonight. Do you want to talk about anything else before you head out?
I think I'm good.
I will say this is if everything goes as I just said, it's the championship. I guessed it's CMU Coastal Carolina. I'm happy with that.
We'll see what happens Thursday. All right, guys. Well, again, this is RFCL. It's a lot of fun. Join the Discord. Make a recruit. We need more recruits. More recruits, the better. That way, coaches can stop making recruits. If you make a recruit, you can choose 3-star, 4-star, 5-star. You can choose your position. You can get recruited by real coaches like all three of us. You can go on visits. You get graphics made for you. People make highlight videos of you. It's crazy. We throw the kitchen sink at you guys, try and get you signed with our teams. We need all the players we can get. The more recruits, the better. It's a lot of fun. Join the Discord. You also be a coach. Time to be a coach. I'm sure there's expansion coming. It's a lot of fun. Don't forget about the RFL LAN coming in July. It's going to be July, I want to say the 14th to the 16th. 15th to the 16th.
Exactly.
I got the graphic. 15th to the 16th. It's the first ever college football revamped LAN. $1,000 guaranteed prize. $50 for player entry. Guys, that's a big prize to play some college football on a LAN situation. It's a lot of fun. It's Tulsa, Oklahoma. Again, July 15th to 16th. $1,000 prize. $50 per player. Check it out. Be a lot of fun. For Blake and Coach Pars, thanks, guys. See you next time.